I believe that students have the amazing capacity to be a part of their learning community and see themselves as a vital contributor. I also see that children, no matter what their developmental levels or milestones may be developmentally, they come in and they find that they are an integral part of that process. Children often learn through different modalities, and I embrace that opportunity because I am a part of that fostering, of encouraging them to reach out and acquire new knowledge through collaboration and many other effective means within the classroom environment. How I create that environment is very much up to me fostering the opportunity for the children to be interactive. I utilize a lot of different materials, and I especially believe in the Socratic method, where children have the opportunity to think for themselves and discover by trial and error and support from their peers, and be joyous that they have found an answer.
I believe that all students are extremely smart and have an extreme desire to learn. I believe that all students want to do good and be good every morning when they open their eyes. And I believe that all students are extremely talented in any area that they choose to be talented in. My hopes for every student at Aspen Academy are that they will take their extremely smart self and excel underneath our academic rigor, using the differentiation that we have to become the best possible students that will take them as far in life as they possibly want. My other hope for children is that they can take their talents that they have, no matter what the area is, and use our classrooms, use our academics, use our clubs, use our extracurricular activities to enhance and propel those talents further. I know that each one, as they leave here after they've attended and gone through our character and leadership curriculum, that they will be citizens that will do whatever they can do to make the world a better place. And they will take what they've learned and share it with others.
I believe that children are pure and innocent and just come ready and are just full of potential. That lifting them up and believing in them is what our role here at Aspen Academy is. That constantly encouraging them and using positive words around them is a vital part of who we are, is a vital part of who I am, especially at the front desk. Just encouragement, lifting them up, running alongside them when they're having down days, when they're just not at their fullest, when they're not at their best. And so I work that into my job by just being at the front, ready with smiles, greeting them as they walk by, just someone that will listen to them and someone that they can come to 100% of the time.
I believe that every student can learn and be successful. My goal as a teacher is to help my students come to school happy and feeling like they can be the best that they can be every day. I like to have fun. I want my classroom to be an adventure and exciting and an exploration, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know my students and having a great year.
I believe that every child has the potential to do great in school. I teach to my children in a way that I wanted to be taught too. I used to struggle a lot with science when I was growing up, and it was just a matter of not having the right teacher and having somebody that didn't believe in me. So I believe in every single one of my students and try and find a way to work with them so I can bring out the love of science for them.
I believe that for a kid and really anyone, education is one of the most important things in your life. It's something where you learn how to be the person that you are and that you'll become is in school. And the lessons that you learn there really are some of the most important ones you'll ever have in your life. How you'll see this in my classroom is, when you walk in, you'll instantly, hopefully, you'll feel a relaxing atmosphere. It'll be a place where you can, and kids can come and just say what's on their mind and just really be themselves and be who they're comfortable with being.
I believe that students have so much to offer the classroom. So rather than viewing them as vessels to be filled, I believe that they are vessels that are overflowing with a wealth of knowledge, opinions, questions, that I want them to be able to exercise that in my classroom. And it's demonstrated by giving them a voice, because I believe by giving a voice in my classroom that students are able to finally express what they're thinking and feeling and figure out who they are, because in language arts they have this amazing opportunity to really figure out who am I, what do I believe, and what kind of change do I want to make in this world.
I believe all children can learn, and they learn in different ways. So some are kinesthetic learners, some are visual learners, some are verbal learners. So we have to always find ways to connect to them in the classroom. And what that means to me as a teacher is that I always have to be improving myself and learning as much as I can to make those connections with all the different types of learning styles that I come across as a teacher. As an example, in my classroom, you might walk in and see students working on maps for their stories, so that they're drawing pictures and learning about mapping for the journey their characters are going to take. Other students might be listening to music to get some inspiration from that. Other students dive right into the writing process, whereas others might need a conference with me so that they can find out what they're passionate about, and I can help them draw that out of them.
I believe kids are inherently brilliant and creative, and the way that I implement that in my classroom is I let them express themselves freely, and I try not to kill their ideas, and also connecting with their body in that experience so that they're a whole human being and not just a thinking head.
I believe students in education can achieve as much as I, the teacher, expects out of them. And my belief in the classroom is that if I raise the bar and have extremely high expectations, my students will reach those expectations. And the way I demonstrate that in the classroom is basically say, hey, you don't know the answer, to a problem? Fine, let's figure it out together. Or, don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And so I encourage students to try things even if it is outside of their normal comfort zone.
I believe that all kids have a tendency to want to achieve greatness and to be heard and to express themselves, and that they have this desire to communicate with others and express themselves in their way and share their visions and their ways in order to create these bridges with people and these foundations and these friendships and these relationships. And they have the potential to share their dreams and achieve their dreams through music and through the sharing of music. And like John Lennon said, you may call me a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And the kids who I'm working with have the potential to be the next dreamers and the next sharers of those dreams in the next generations.
I believe that every child has a dream. And I am here to be able to help build a school that's going to allow them to be able to pair up their dreams with the skills necessary to be able to carry out that dream. And here at Aspen, really, kids, this should be a place for them that every single day it should be the best part of their day. And above all else, we should be out there living our passions. So we're going to teach kids about what exactly their passion is, and we're going to allow them the opportunity to be able to discover what that passion is. Then when we pair up those skills with that passion, you create individuals who can truly change the world.
I believe that children learn through playing and doing and experiencing, and that will show in our classroom through the whole classroom, corner to corner. We will have babies to hold, we will have blocks to build, we'll have paint to touch, to paint with, we will have books to read, and when you walk in, you will see letters everywhere, numbers everywhere, but not because they're on a poster, but because we talked about them and we made our own posters and we're hanging them in our classes and we're talking about our questions, we're answering our own questions. If we don't know the answers, we're going to find the answers together. Our classroom will be a room of membership. We're all going to be included in the activities. We're going to have relationships with the children, with the teachers, and we're going to learn through each other. We're going to learn through those relationships. And if we need a break and we're sitting in the corner reading a book, then that's what we need in that moment. And I can go with every moment in the classroom, through every child in that classroom, and we will experience and learn everything together. And a successful classroom to me will be me and the children leaving every day feeling good, feeling happy, and wanting to come back again tomorrow.
I believe that students have all the capacity in the world to be creative and tune into their talents and their things that make them unique. And it's my job, my responsibility to help them get there and to realize what's special about them and how they can make a difference in the world and how they can be a change and a catalyst for something bigger and something greater than just themselves. And I think, you know, giving them the right opportunities and the right place to do those things is they're gonna go so far in life, and really, you know, I can make their dreams come true with a little bit of help and a little bit of magic on my end.
I believe that students should feel passionate and they should love to come to school. I think that they should look forward to every moment they have in school, and it is our job to bring our passion for ourselves and our art and the subjects that we teach to those kids every day. I want them to feel passionate when they come into my classroom. I want them to feel excited about being in drama class, and that their excitement is able to feed me and keep me excited and keep me in love with what I do.
I believe in teaching the whole child, starting with their character, who they are deep inside, and going from there, going outward from there. I believe every child has the capacity to learn to unbelievable heights, great potential. I think if you know who the child is, and if you get to know that first, who they are, what they believe, what they like, what they do on a daily basis, and how they interact with their family and with their friends, you can take them so much higher and really reach the very core of who they are. And I think that's the best way to teach. As far as the other thing I believe is that you teach by example. If you're leading, if you are doing what you're teaching and you're demonstrating that every day, that's what they will take from it.
I believe education is the foundation for allowing a child to become whoever they want to be. How I do this is by inspiring, encouraging, and believing that the child can do whatever it is that they set their mind to. In my classroom, I encourage children to ask questions. I give them a safe environment to ask questions, to have no fear, and to give them plenty of hands-on experiences so that they can take those into the real world and be who they want to be.
I believe students are all different. To be honest, it's hard for me to get up here and speak because I was the kid at the front of the classroom that would have her speech prepared and then get to the class and just stutter and then, you know, run off crying because I couldn't get the speech right. And this is what made me realize that every kid is different and we all learn differently. And for me in my own life, I was one of those kids, and it just took a different route for me to learn. And I think in teaching, I can look at each child and look at their abilities and their strengths and their creativity and say, hey, what can we do? What can we do to change the world with this amazing idea that you have? How can we make it happen? And I believe that creativity is what is going to change the world. When I was in high school, I had a teacher that said I'd never make it into college because I couldn't pass her chemistry class. And I want to be the teacher that would never think that of a child. You know, because they are different and they learn differently. My hope is that every child, no matter how they learn, that they will be respected and that their ideas are just as good as someone who may think differently than they do. I think that we all have a gift.
I believe that an important part of the educational process is the fun component. We live in an ultra-competitive, a win-lose, win-at-all-costs kind of environment. And while that's good and important, we have to have balance in life. And I think it's real important that the fun aspect is a part of kids' lives every day. Innately, they want to move, they want to run, they want to create. And we have that opportunity each and every day. And we're real lucky and we're completely blessed. And I wake up every day and I'm inspired and motivated to make every child that comes into my class leave with a smile on their face, and that they can look back at the end of each day and say, that was one of the highlights of my day. And that's important to me, to make sure that those kids, every kid, enjoys being in my class and has that fun aspect, that fun part of life.
I believe it's really an honor to come into the classroom each day, and it's a gift selfishly to myself also to get to come in and work with kids and to look at them as an individual and as a person, not just as a group and as a class of students, but to look at each child and say, where are we going to go with you today? Where were we yesterday, and where are we going to go today and tomorrow? And what's going to excite you, what's going to be passionate to you, and what needs do you have? And so there's a constant back and forth, and kind of a little dance, but a good dance, a collaborative dance between the student and myself, where we need to come together each day and find that next step and where we're going to be going in that rhythm of being together. I think it's important that there's a peace and a calm pace to the classroom, and within that safety and that trust in the classroom that we can really progress together.
I believe that students should love coming to school because I think that when they feel safe and happy, are engaged, that the learning possibilities are endless. I try to help my students love coming to school by making the learning engaging and fun, and by showing them that I love to learn. I think that modeling good behavior in terms of being excited about the curriculum and everything is invaluable in terms of helping your students also love school.
I believe that education is a lot more than just the academics, and I think that all children have a natural gift and that all our gifts are different. And for me in my classroom, it's very important to work on character as well. It's not just what you know, how much you know, how fast you learn it, but who you are as a person. And for me, a big reason I went into education was because I wanted to impact the really young kids and help create people that would do good in the world and do what is right. And I think for me, that's what I'm striving to do every day in my classroom, and to really also focus and give attention to kids that have empathy, that are doing little things like holding the door open for others, and also valuing those things and highlighting them, not just our academic abilities.
I believe that students want to be seen and to be cared for, and I know that that is very important to me as a teacher, to show each of the students in my classroom that I care for them and I'm interested in them and what they enjoy doing and what their interests are and what they want to be and their dreams. And I just think that that's a very important part of teaching and just showing the kids that I see them for who they are.
I believe that my students are capable of accomplishing any goal they set for themselves. When they really get to know themselves, how they learn, how they interact with others, then they feel more comfortable and capable moving about the room and really putting themselves out there and challenging themselves with new activities. And in that way, they open up to themselves and each other and really become dynamic learners.
I believe children are as inspirational to me as I am to them. Children are exciting when they come into the classroom. They want to learn, they want to share, they want to involve themselves in the passion of learning. They hold on to each other and strive to help each other to be the best they can be. They just want to become independent and knowledgeable and free to be leaders.
I believe that kids can do anything that they set their minds to, that they are all unique, that they need to have their voice, and I try to teach them in the classroom to use whatever tools they have available to them to express themselves.
I believe that learning is a lifelong tool. It's something you learn how to learn, and then ultimately that carries you through your life. So I think education should serve students the opportunity to learn how to learn, and then let that guide them the rest of their lives. I think education needs to speak to every aspect of the child, what their interests are, what their family is like, what their values are, and then ultimately what they know and what they gather from the material that we teach each day. I think that education needs to be a jumping off point for students, because it's not a matter of what you learned today in school. It's a matter of what you're getting out of school that's going to serve you in life.
I believe that within each student they have the potential to make a big change in the world, no matter how great or how small. And because of that, I think that they're our most valuable resource. So I think the role of education is to bring that out in them and to value that in them and to really build them to be those leaders. So, you know, really building a community where they feel safe taking risks and really getting to know who they are. And valuing others is really important. And you know, I think giving them opportunities to see other leaders and people who have done great things, and give them opportunities to pursue their ideas and their dreams, and you know, really giving them authentic tasks to achieve those.
I believe that each kid is unique and just has this potential to be great in their own and different way. As a teacher, I have loved every year watching a new group of kids come through the door, and each one of them are different. And as a teacher, I get the opportunity to get to know them and understand, what makes that kid so special. What are their passion, what excites them, what do they do outside of school? And then once I get to know that child for who they are, I can create, a curriculum and a classroom environment that embraces and celebrates each kid's uniqueness. And that's just what I love about teaching, is getting to celebrate that and allow each kid to reach their highest potential.
I believe that students are naturally curious and have a love for learning that is so exciting as a teacher, because I get to ignite that passion and create really valuable experiences inside the classroom. That authenticity that is so valuable for them, that the learning is not only inside the classroom but goes beyond the classroom walls.
I believe that each student is different in their own way and they can express themselves through creativity. I try to ensure that every child is responsible and respectful to others, and in the extended care classroom that everyone is getting their things done that they need to for their classrooms during the day and having fun and relaxing.
I believe that every Aspen Academy student has within them absolute worth and infinite potential. And as a result of having that infinite potential is inside of them understanding that at the very least that they are going to be extraordinary leaders of themselves. But through the results and the efforts and the culture of an environment that is extraordinarily fertile soil for developing true and abundant leaders, that they will go on in their adult world and really even in their later teen world to make extraordinary differences in this world.
I believe that education is a powerful tool, and it's exciting and fun, and I like to make sure that all the kids in my classroom know that learning is fun and exciting, and I try to make it hands-on and engaging, and I try to get the kids up and learning and moving around and talking to people about what they're learning and what they're doing so that they can actually feel empowered by education. It's such a powerful tool, and it's so exciting and cool when you know things, and I want them to feel cool to know things, and I want them to tell their friends and tell their family that what they learned and what they do, and I share that with them in class.
I believe that kids are the most authentic human beings on the planet. They always tell us the truth, and they don't have any filters, which means what we get from them is so very much from their heart. So what we can do in our music class is capitalize on that and allow them to learn not only the notes and the rhythm patterns and all of the things that we learned when we were younger, but now they can compose and they can perform and they can feel so very proud of what they've done. And they can carry their music with them throughout their entire life, bringing joy to themselves as well as to those around them.
I believe that all students are capable of learning, and there's nothing greater for me than to see a child go from not understanding something to understanding it, and to see that aha moment, that transformation is incredible. I believe I was called to be a teacher from a very early age, and I love to have that, to give each student the opportunity to learn.
I believe that students should love learning, and that they should approach learning with a sense of adventure and passion. And I bring that to my classroom mainly through a source of comfort so that they can really explore and enjoy in all the things they do without worrying about being judged.
I believe every student has the potential to be an incredible human being, and as a teacher I aim to inspire curiosity and ignite imaginations and help them find ways to explore the world and explore themselves, learning more about both in the process. As a teacher, I make sure students are asking questions and have the tools and the methods to find the answers to those questions, or if not find the answers, then to continue to explore and find new questions to ask.
I believe that all kids have a passion that maybe they haven't found it yet, but they're waiting for that to be discovered, and that can be discovered in the classroom with the help of their peers and their teachers through exploring different types of learning. And once they find that passion or what that strength is, they are set and they can keep going. In my classroom, my kids are exposed to different types of literature, different types of writing, genres, and through all that exposure, they're given the opportunity to discover what their passion might be, or what their strength might be, or what drives them as a student or as an individual.
I believe that all students have the ability to learn and be successful human beings throughout life. They are compassionate human beings, and I love spending time with them. I implement this in my classroom in so many different ways. I let them speak freely and talk about whatever they want to talk about whenever it's necessary. They have the ability to write wonderful, meaningful things, and I love being able to spend this time with them and make it such a quality experience for both them and for myself.
I believe that with children, the sky is the limit. Children are so innocent and pure at heart, and when they have someone there that sort of guides them along that path, sky's the limit. So whether it's a teacher or a mentor or a paraprofessional, someone's there that can help them and guide them along the way during their journey. How I communicate that through my job at Aspen Academy is I'm there for the children. I'm there for the children, I'm there for the families, that support system that they need. Whatever they need to succeed here at Aspen, I'm here for them.
I believe that kids are our future, and I have been given the opportunity to get to know every kid on a personal basis, get to know their unique qualities, and get to know about them as individuals and learn about what they're passionate about, what they're interested in, and how they learn best. And in my classroom, that's reflected because there are no limitations in my classroom. Kids are able to dream as big as they want, and they're challenged to do the best they can do. And it's such an exciting opportunity to see and watch as the kids leave the classroom on top of the world every day, ready to take on their next adventure.
I believe that children should be leaders right now. They should be running this place. They're the ones that have the ideas and the imagination that adults don't have anymore. And so in my classroom, I hope that kids will step up and give us new ideas for what needs to happen next to change the world, to make it better, to give us new ideas of how to give back, new ideas of how to fix the problems that are out there. And so that's why I'm here teaching, is because kids are the ones that are going to change this place, and they're going to make it the way it needs to be.
I believe that all students have the capability and the want and the need to learn so many different things that's brought to them. So every day when they come to school, they learn all these different things that just intrigues them and keeps them interested. So in my class, we try to teach them so many different activities that they can find and explore and learn about, and then hopefully they can find something to bring home with them or to explore and to learn more about, whether if it's outside of school or a club or an activity that they can keep doing the rest of their life.
I believe that every student is capable of extraordinary, and I think our job as teachers is to tap into that. Our job as parents and anyone in the community, our job is to tap into that. I think we need to teach every student as though they want to be there and they will respond to that. I think we need to empower them, that they can lead themselves, that they can lead their classmates, and they can lead us. And I believe that the students at Aspen Academy do this every day, and I don't think they really know it. And I think it's our job as teachers to make sure that they know that.
I believe that students are capable of achieving anything they want to in the classroom. And I think that the role of the teacher is to facilitate that and help kids figure out how they can best achieve what they want to achieve in the room. The way that I do that in my classroom is I first build relationships with my kids so they really come to trust me. And that way I can help figure out what the best way is to reach them so that I can help them achieve their goals in the best way that works for them and works for me in my classroom.